Notification squad, where you at? Make sure you click that checkmark box so you can be notified on my content when it's first uploaded. If not,
we coming for you, nigga!
What is up, you guys? My name is Nolagod. Welcome to a rare review that I'm doing on the Rumble. I'm not going to summarize the show. I'm just going to give my thoughts and give whatever I think on these matches that happened yesterday. Now, the Rumble was pretty decent in my opinion. I like how the show had that WrestleMania feel somewhat. Like, when the show started off, it was a big-ass arena. They had a huge crowd attendance. That was basically like a pre-WrestleMania, basically. Now, I'm going to tell y'all 3 matches I didn't see yet, and I think they were a part of the pre-show. It was the Tag Team Championship match, the Raw Tag Team Championship match, the 6-man SmackDown Divas match, and Sasha Banks versus Nia Jax. But I'm still going to talk about those as well, just to give my thoughts on it. Now, the first match of the pre-show was Cesaro and Sheamus versus The Club. Now, The Club win this match. Now, I'm glad The Club win this match because The Club should have became tag team champions a long time ago. I was tired of New Day winning the championship matches every time. The Club is a really good tag team. They're dominant as well. They have the look. They got the perfect character for it. And I hope they continue to, carry those titles for a while, man. Sheamus and Cesaro, they was okay. But honestly, I think they shouldn't have been the ones to defeat New Day. I think New Day should have carried the titles longer until WrestleMania, and the Club should have beat them there. Like, WrestleMania would have been the perfect timing for the New Day to lose their belts and shit like that. So I wish they could have became champions early on, but hey, at least we got them as champions now, which is pretty dope. Now we got the 6-man Divas Tag Team match representing SmackDown. Big Booty Naomi, Fake Titty Nikki Bella, Becky Lynch versus Nia Jax, Natalya, and Mickie James. Now, I didn't see this match, but looking at the results, it says Becky Lynch, Nikki Bella, and Naomi won. So we got the face team taking it home, which is pretty dope, I guess. Mickie James, it sucks she got to take that first L coming back after leaving for a long time. But I guarantee next time she get in the ring, she probably going to get that W. Alright, moving on to the next match. Sasha Banks versus Nia Jax. Now, for the past few weeks, they've been feuding because Nia Jax has been attacking Sasha Banks. She's been messing up that leg. I saw Raw the other day where Sasha Banks was training before the show and Nia Jax came out and whooped her ass or whatever. Now, I think for a while, starting now, they're gonna make Sasha Banks the underdog in this feud. Nia Jax she's gonna look very powerful towards Sasha Banks. Now, if they carry this on to Fastlane, I think that's when Sasha should win. But I don't want to see no Sasha Banks versus Nia Jax at WrestleMania. That's gonna suck. I think both of them should be involved in the title match. I really want to see Nia Jax become Divas champion, Women's champion at some point in her career because she's really good. But we'll just see where this feud goes on from now and then. Because I don't know what's next, to be honest. I just don't want to see these two feuding at WrestleMania. That's what I don't want to see. But like I said, this feud should end at Fastlane. They might do some shit like, oh, they're going to let this feud come to an end right here on Monday Night Raw. They might end up ending the feud on Raw. Maybe a few weeks prior to Fastlane. It all depends. I don't know what they're going to do with this feud. Next match, the first match of the show. The official show. Not be off the pre-show now, guys. Charlotte versus Bayley. Now, this match was actually pretty decent. The match ended with Charlotte hitting the, what is it called? Natural selection on the apron. Now, I didn't see that one coming. I think that was pretty dope. And I noticed that a lot of superstars have been hitting their moves on the apron, like Seth Rollins and a few other more. Kevin Owens, like, Seth hit the pedigree on the apron. I think one of them hit, like, a suplex on the apron. Yeah, Bray Wyatt, he been doing the DDT on the apron. A lot of superstars is, being more active with the apron, which is dope in my opinion. And I didn't expect to see a natural selection on the apron, and I think it was a perfect ending. Now, Charlotte had a busted open mouth. I'm not sure what busted her mouth open, but, I like how the Divas are starting to bleed now. We've seen Sasha bleed the last pay-per-view, I believe. Now, this time we got Charlotte bleeding. And, we might get more Divas bleeding in the future. But the match was pretty dope, and Charlotte retained her title. Now, honestly, I think Bayley is going to have a WrestleMania moment. She's going to end up becoming the women's champion at WrestleMania. I got a feeling they might do like I don't know if it's gonna be a one-on-one women's match, but if it's gonna be like a fatal four-way match or a six-man women's championship match, I think Bailey's gonna have her moment. She's gonna have like a Daniel Bryan moment, basically, as time go. Well, as soon as we hit WrestleMania. But hey, she could win in that fast lane. You never know. Now, moving on to the major title match. The first one, the Universal Championship, Kevin Owens versus boring Roman Reigns. We had Jericho suspended above the ring. Now, this match was actually pretty decent. So, I've been hearing that people kept saying this match sucked, this match was shit, this match was yada yada yada. The match was actually decent. It wasn't that bad, actually. You had some, I like how Owens hit that frog splash to the table on Roman Reigns. I thought that was pretty dope. They had a few extreme moments. Now, when they stacked the chairs up, I didn't know what they was going with that. I was thinking maybe Roman was going to spear Owens off the apron and boom, right into the chairs. I would have loved to see that. But instead, we had Owens was on the turnbuckle when Roman's hit him with Roman Superman punched him and boom, Kevin Owens fell off and he went through the chairs and shit like that, which is pretty dope. But they was everywhere with this fight. But at the end, Kevin Owens got that win. But this is what happened at the end. Braun Strowman interfered and attacked Roman, and that's the reason Kevin Owens won. Next match is Rich Homie Swann versus Neville. Now, I call him Rich Homie Swann, by the way. I might be thinking, Rich Homie Swann? Yeah, Rich Homie Swann. Now, I'm so glad Neville won this match because Neville turned heel a while back. I knew the moment Neville came back as a heel, I knew it was time for this man to get some gold. Man, heel Neville is freaking badass, dude. His mic skills is pretty good. He's way better as a heel, man. As a face, he was boring as fuck. But now he's heel, and I love it. Now, I didn't like how they had Rich Homie Swann losing off a goddamn superplex. This time, I believe, from my memory, Rich Homie Swann lost off a superplex, then a submission. That's a perfect little combo if that's Neville's new finisher. Hitting a superplex and connecting that with his new submission. That's pretty dope right there. Like, once he executed that submission, I knew Rich Homie Swann wasn't getting out of it. But I hope Neville keeps that Cruiserweight Championship for a while, man. He can possibly become the longest reigning Cruiserweight champion. I'm not sure how long Gregory Helms held the championship when he was in WWE. He might have held it for a long time, I think, but you never know. You might see Neville with that championship for a minute, unless Rich Homie Swann pulls off a miracle in their rematch. And we're likely to see that rematch happen at either 205 or maybe Fastlane. I doubt it's gonna happen on Raw, but you never know. And the next major championship match, AJ Styles versus John freaking Cena. Now, this match was really good. I knew this match was going to be good, man. After the match they had at SummerSlam, I knew this match was going to be good. It was, consecutive back and forth action in this match. And Cena, no one expected Cena to, first he had an attitude adjustment, and out of nowhere he walked over to AJ while he was down and rolled him back up. He picked him up from the ground. He kind of did like a falling, what is it called? It's like he kind of did like a ground rolling fireman carry, like that move Mr. Kennedy used to do, basically. He did that while he was on the ground and picked him up and gave him an AA, and that was it. Now, the match is pretty dope, but prior to this match, I did not want Cena to win this match because I don't want to see that nigga. I didn't want to see that nigga have a 16-time World Heavyweight Championship, title record, reign in this record. But it was pretty obvious it was eventually going to happen. Who's gonna take that championship from him? I'm hoping it's Bray Wyatt. We got Elimination Chamber next, so there's a chance he could lose that championship. I'm hoping this man enjoy that little short title reign because it might come to an end at Elimination Chamber. But as much as I didn't want Cena to win this match, I kind of knew it was going to happen because AJ, he's been champion for a while, and I guess it was time for them to switch it, I guess. But hopefully AJ might get it back one day, and Cena, hopefully he'll lose it at the Chamber match. I'm hoping he loses it then. If he still got that title, around WrestleMania, yeah, it's gonna suck. Now, last but not least, the 30-man Royal Rumble. Now, this Rumble was stacked, man. We had a lot of a lot of well-known superstars in this Rumble. We had Goldberg, Taker, Brock Lesnar, Randy Orton, Bray Wyatt. The list goes on. But before I talk about this match, I'm gonna give y'all my 3 picks prior to the Rumble. These are my 3 picks for the Rumble. Number 1, the Dead Man, of course. My favorite wrestler of all time. I would have loved to see Taker, take that win home, but I knew it wasn't going to happen because I've been hearing rumors saying he might face a Raw superstar at WrestleMania, and boom, he's supposed to lose the Rumble. Yada yada yada. It was a shitload of speculation about that. Number 2, I wanted Baron Corbin. I wanted Baron Corbin to win that match. Baron Corbin is dope, man. I don't care what anyone think. Baron Corbin, he gonna get that push one day. He needs that push. He's a really dope wrestler. I like Baron Corbin. He has that. I feel like he has that it factor, that Undertaker aura to him. He just seemed badass in my book. I just like Baron Corbin. He got the tools to become a great champion. And number 3, Bray Wyatt. Since I heard rumors that Randy Orton was gonna win, now I'm hearing Bray Wyatt is gonna this is what I mentioned early on. I was gonna mention this later, which is now. Bray Wyatt, he's gonna win the Chamber instead and face John Cena and beat John Cena at the Chamber match and face Randy Orton at WrestleMania. Which was the rumor that's been going around. But let's get into this match. It's basically a fact because Orton did win the Rumble. But let me talk about this match. Now, this Rumble was pretty decent compared to the previous Rumbles. Like I said, this Rumble was stacked. The worst Rumble, in my opinion, that I hated was probably the 2013 Rumble. That year Cena won. That Rumble was trash. It was absolute shit. It was garbage. A lot of people didn't enjoy this Rumble based off a few stuff that happened, like when Taker got eliminated by Roman Reigns. Who returned this Rumble? What was the surprise interest this Rumble? We didn't really see that many surprises this Rumble. Sorry for the stuttering, guys. I just woke up and said, you know what? I'm gonna make this review. Let's see. The only surprise we had in this Rumble was Ty Dillinger coming out. Now, I didn't want to. You know what's so funny? I actually had a thought in my head before the Rumble. What if on a 10 entry slot, Ty Dillinger come out? That's gonna be so crazy. Like that makes a lot of sense. 10, all that shit. But anyway, we didn't have any surprises besides Ty Dillinger. I was expecting maybe Samoa Joe, maybe Finn Balor. I'm hoping Finn Balor returns before WrestleMania because I would love to see him compete at WrestleMania. And I'm getting the feeling since Roman is pretty much out the title picture, I think Finn is about to return and possibly feud with Kevin Owens. We never know. And Samoa Joe, I don't know what they're finna do with him. I haven't heard much about him yet. I heard he hasn't competed on NXT in a while after his last match against Shinsuke. Now he might be. I'm not sure if he's gonna be on Raw or SmackDown. I hope I see him on SmackDown because I would love to see him face AJ Styles. That's gonna be pretty dope. But I also heard that Samoa Joe, he might feud with John Cena, which is not a bad idea. I think him and Cena might put on a good match at WrestleMania if it happens. But I'm getting back into this Rumble, man. The person that lasted the longest was Chris Jericho. You always got that one person that's being sneaky, going outside the ring, hiding and shit. That's something the Miz would do, but, you shouldn't be surprised seeing a guy like Jericho try to hide from the Rumble participants. He lasted a long time now, I ain't gonna lie. Now let's get into the big stuff, the main stuff. Let's talk about Goldberg, Brock Lesnar, and Taker. Now, when Brock came in the ring, the dude was dominating. Dude was getting those eliminations, man. Let me pause it on Brian. Let me talk about Braun Strowman, man. Brian was getting them eliminations at first. He was dominating for a second, but people kept trying to eliminate him. It was like 5 people in the ring. I think he only got a few. He didn't get that much from my memory. He might have. I could be wrong. I can't remember off the top of my head. But I remember it was like 5 different guys trying to jump him. And eventually they all hit their damn, Sami Zayn hit the hell of a kick on Braun Strowman. Then boom, Baron clotheslined the shit out of Braun Strowman, and he sold that like a boss, and that's when he got eliminated, which was pretty dope. But let's talk about Brock Lesnar. Now, when Brock came in the ring, he was kicking ass. That man was dominating niggas like crazy, throwing niggas out the ring, back to back to back, until Goldberg came in the ring. Now, I didn't expect this to happen. Goldberg hit that man with one spear and threw him out the ring, just like that. Goldberg, once again, embarrassed Brock Lesnar. Now, that instantly should tell you that those two are fighting at WrestleMania. Now, I heard a rumor that Goldberg is fighting at Fastlane. I don't think he's fighting Brock at Fastlane. I think he's going to fight him at WrestleMania. Goldberg might fight somebody like... He might fight like a heel mid-carder or something at Fastlane. I don't know who it is, but he's definitely fighting Brock Lesnar. But I think here's what I think: when Goldberg faced Brock Lesnar, no, when whoever Goldberg faced at Fastlane, or if Goldberg comes out on Raw cutting a promo, Brock is going to come out of nowhere and attack him from behind, because Brock is pretty much going to be desperate to get that win, get that advantage over Goldberg. And after that, after he attacks Goldberg on Raw or Fastlane, that's when Paul Heyman might announce, my client Brock Lesnar wants to fight you at WrestleMania, yada yada yada, some shit like that. And then we're officially going to have Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar, which is not, which is a pretty good, which is obvious in my opinion, very obvious. People should have known that before the Rumble, that Goldberg was going to face Brock. But anyway, Goldberg embarrassed Brock Lesnar, eliminated his ass. So we had who was in the ring? We had Bray Wyatt, Randy Orton, and Goldberg was kicking some ass. He got a few clotheslines in. I think he kicked somebody in the stomach. I think it was Jericho he kicked in the stomach. Then Gong, the dead man, came out. And dude, let me tell you, man, Taker looks so badass, man. Taker, like, he getting that big evil weight back, man. He picking up some weight, man. He got the semi long hair back. I think his hair look dope, man. He looks really dope now. He looks better than he has in the previous years. Let me put it like that. But anyway, for the first time ever, we saw Goldberg and Taker make some type of. This wasn't the first time they made in-ring contact, after Monday, but this was the first time getting physical. So, Goldberg and Taker was going. Well, I don't think they was going at it that much, but I know at some point Goldberg, he actually speared Undertaker, and that was pretty dope. I thought that spear was pretty dope. And I think out of nowhere, Goldberg wasn't paying attention, and Taker eliminated his ass, and Goldberg was all upset, and I was like, oh man. And so we was pretty much down to the end, basically, until Roman Reigns came out. He was number 30. And, Taker was chokeslamming people left and right, getting those punches in. Orton tried to hit him with an RKO. It didn't work. And out of nowhere, Roman eliminated Taker. And Roman looked at Taker. He was like, this is my yard, boy. And Taker just stared him. He gave him that evil stare. Taker actually set up, then stood up and gave him that evil stare. And Taker said something. Like, I couldn't read his lips well, but he actually said something. I'm not sure what it was, but I don't know. But the way they made eye contact, even on commentary, I think Jerry the King Lawler or Michael Cole said this. They was like, I'm getting the big feeling this is not over with. And yeah, after what just happened, I'm getting the feeling, Taker's, he's going to set his sights on Roman Reigns, and they're going to fight at WrestleMania. So I think at WrestleMania, it's going to be Reigns versus the Dead Man. As much as I kind of wanted to see Taker fight a guy like maybe Samoa Joe or something, but at the same time, I don't know. Maybe it is right for him to face Roman Reigns. Now, if he gonna fight Roman Reigns, I know one thing for sure: Taker better not lose, man. If he lose again at WrestleMania, it's gonna suck. Even though he said the streak no longer defines him, if he lose at WrestleMania, it's gonna suck. But after what happened, it just makes a lot of sense to have Roman fight Taker at WrestleMania. I just hope they put on a pretty good match, and I want to see somebody turn heel. I want to see Roman turn heel if he gonna fight the Dead Man. But this is basically what could have been John Cena versus this is basically the Great Value version of John Cena versus Taker. If he was getting the full meal, we would have gotten Cena versus Taker, which people been wanting to see for a while. Some people probably didn't want to see it, but me personally, I actually want to see it. The only way this feud would be at a whole different level is if Cena was heel, if the match was happening. But since we got Roman facing Taker, I want to see Roman turn heel. But hell, maybe Taker can turn heel. I wouldn't mind seeing that. We haven't seen a heel Undertaker in years. The closest thing we seen to a heel Taker was when Taker kicked Brock in his balls, 2 years ago, which was pretty dope. I didn't expect that man to hit him with a low blow. Oh yeah, and guys, I also forgot to mention that once Roman and Braun Strowman possibly feud, after what happened early on when Braun Strowman attacked Roman Reigns, if Roman get the upper hand on Braun Strowman in this little short feud, and Roman actually beat Braun Strowman, I think that's when Taker might pop up at either if Roman and Braun Strowman fight on Raw or Fastlane. If Roman wins, then that's when Taker might pop up and be like, okay, I want to fight you at WrestleMania. They gonna look face to face, and Taker gonna point at the sign, and there you have it. Oh yeah, and guys, one thing I forgot to mention, I thought it was really dope when Luke Harper was finna hit the Sister Abigail on Bray Wyatt. I thought that was epic, man. Like him and Randy Orton was going at it. Bray tried to break it up, but then Luke Harper out of nowhere hit that man. He hit Bray Wyatt with a clothesline, and that man tried to go for a Sister Abigail, and Orton just RKO'd his ass. I thought that was pretty dope. But anyway, getting down to the end, after Taker got eliminated by Roman, who we had left? We had Randy Orton, we had Bray Wyatt, Roman Reigns, and I think it was somebody else in the ring. I'm not sure. I know at some point Bray Wyatt, I think he eliminated Roman Reigns, if I'm not mistaken. No. I think Roman eliminated Bray Wyatt, if I'm not mistaken. I know at the end it ended up being Randy Orton and Roman Reigns. Now, I was a bit upset when I saw this because I was thinking to myself, I swear to gosh, if Roman win this match, I'm going to be so pissed off. Roman, he better not win another Rumble. This man, he won before, but if he wins again, the fans are going to boo his ass out the arena, guaranteed. But, eventually, Randy got lucky, threw that man out the ring. I think Roman tried to go for a spear, and Orton caught him with an RKO. As soon as Reigns got up, bam, threw his ass out the ring, and that was it. And Orton won. Now Orton winning, I'm glad he won. Orton hasn't had like nothing major in his career for a while. Now this pretty much, after Orton winning, after reading those rumors prior to the Rumble, I'm positive that Bray Wyatt is going to win Elimination Chamber, and Orton's going to face Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania for the championship. So I think Bray Wyatt is going to win the Elimination Chamber because I think weeks prior to the Elimination Chamber, Bray Wyatt is going to start showing signs of jealousy toward Orton because Orton is starting to look like the bigger member of the group. I think the same might happen for Luke Harper, but we all know the Wyatt family is low-key starting to break up again. So I think this chamber match is going to be a must-win for Bray Wyatt because I think he wants to prove that he is the true leader of the Wyatt family, and he's bigger than Orton, bigger than Luke Harper. Harper, he might be a part of that chamber match as well. But I think prior to the chamber match, the Wyatt's going to start showing a lot of jealousy toward Orton since he won the Rumble, and this might lead to a WrestleMania match between Orton and Wyatt. But yeah, tell me what y'all think of this Rumble, man. Just leave it in the comments. I'm not sure if I'm going to start doing reviews occasionally. I promise I wouldn't do reviews again. But, I'm only going voice crack. I'm only going to do it if I actually enjoy the show. Like, I'm not going to do Raw and SmackDown, none of that shit. Maybe the next pay-per-view, which is Chamber or Fastlane, I might review it, if I actually get into the show and watch it. But it all depends, man. If y'all enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up. Leave a comment if you want. Like, dislike, I don't care. But again, if you really enjoyed this content, hit that subscribe button, man. Go ahead and subscribe because you're gonna get some gameplay, some Derek Reckoning gameplay, some WWE12 gameplay, some 2K17 My Career. And if y'all really love this review, y'all might get some more reviews in the future. Just saying. But thank y'all for watching. Love you guys. Nolagod signing off. Peace.